It was just a prank. You're too sensitive, and the internet understands me better than you do.
My wife always loved social media more than she loved peace. She treated attention like oxygen, and every day she needed a new hit. I used to find it funny, even endearing, until the day it crossed the line. It started on a Sunday afternoon. She mentioned her friend Leo wanted to film a quick TikTok with her. She insisted it was harmless, just for fun, nothing serious. I didn't think much of it until she came back home glowing like she'd won the lottery. She kept replaying the video on her phone, laughing way too hard at her own smile. When I asked to see it, she just shrugged and said it wasn't a big deal. But my gut told me otherwise. I checked her profile, and the video nearly stopped my heart. There she was, kissing Leo on the mouth during what they called a prank challenge. And it wasn't a quick peck either. It was the kind of kiss you don't share with someone unless you've already crossed some serious emotional lines. I was stunned. I confronted her immediately, but she barely looked up from her phone. She told me I was being dramatic, that it was just a joke and people online loved it. She said I needed to relax because it wasn't that deep. I scrolled through the comments. They were full of laughing emojis, flame emojis, and people calling her cute, but none of those people were married to her. None of them had to live with the punch in the gut that video delivered. I told her how disrespectful it felt, and she just rolled her eyes. She actually said monogamy didn't mean she couldn't have fun. So I asked her, would you be fine with me kissing another woman for a TikTok? Her head snapped towards me. She said that would just make me pathetic. The double standard hung in the air like smoke. She went to bed early that night, leaving me awake with this heavy weight on my chest. The next morning, the video had gone viral. She celebrated it like she'd achieved something truly meaningful. Her phone didn't stop buzzing with notifications. Leo was commenting hearts and jokes under the video, and she was replying with inside jokes of her own right there for the world to see. I felt like I was being pulled into a storm I never wanted. I decided to try one last time. I asked her if she could understand, even a little, why this hurt me so much. And she laughed. She said I was too sensitive for the internet generation. She said I should stop complaining because it was making her look bad. She said I was suffocating her with my insecurity. Then came the final blow. She said Leo understood her humor better than I did. That one stung deeper than the video itself. Later that evening, we were having dinner, and her phone lit up. It was a text from Leo. She smiled at her phone with that soft, secretive grin she used to give me. I asked who it was. She said it was no one important. Her lie just lingered between us like poison. That's when I realized the kiss wasn't a joke. It was a preview of something she didn't want to admit, maybe even to herself. That night, while she was asleep, I quietly gathered evidence. I took screenshots of the video, the comments, the messages with Leo, everything she had tried to downplay. I wasn't planning revenge at that point. I just needed clarity for myself. I needed to see the truth without her gaslighting. 2 days later, Leo posted a behind-the-scenes clip. It showed her leaning into him before the director even said to start. She looked so comfortable, so eager, so familiar in his space, and that's when something inside me just snapped. When I confronted her with this new clip, she didn't apologize. She exploded. She yelled that I was suffocating her creativity. She said Leo was helping her grow her platform and that I never believed in her dreams. She was so caught up in her own anger, she didn't notice that I'd stopped arguing back. She didn't notice the look on my face. She didn't notice that I had already made my decision. The next morning, I left the house early and met with a lawyer. I laid out everything calmly, piece by piece. The video, the messages, the lies. He looked at it all and told me the video alone was enough to prove emotional cheating. He said her messages with Leo were even clearer. He said I had a strong case for a clean split, and he'd help me get it. When I walked back into the house that afternoon, she was in the living room, filming another video. I just stood there and waited until she finished, letting her enjoy her last moment of fake joy. Then I walked over and placed the divorce papers on the counter right in front of her. She stared at them like they were part of a prank she didn't understand. She looked up at me and asked if I was kidding. I looked her dead in the eye and said, "It's just a joke. You shouldn't be so sensitive." Her face fell as the irony cut deeper than any argument ever could. Suddenly, the reality hit her. She started begging, crying, promising to delete everything. But it was too late for that. I told her she had crossed a line she could never walk back over. A few days later, Leo stopped texting her once he realized there was no married man left to humiliate. Her desperate lean toward fame became a long fall into silence. And for the first time in years, my world became peaceful again. Sometimes betrayal doesn't scream. It just smirks behind a camera for likes. Sometimes the end comes from a kiss meant for someone else's entertainment. And sometimes the best thing you can do is walk away before you lose yourself completely. Thanks for listening to my story. If you've ever been through something similar, know you're not alone. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories. See you next time.